For my second monogamy task, I decided to do it on the Baha'i Faith. So, first I'd like to talk about the origin and history of the Baha'i Faith. So it took presence in 1844 in Iran, and it grew out of the Muslim faith. It grew out of a division called the Shiite faith. It was kind of just a branch off of the Muslim, and it grew out of that. It was proclaimed by a young Iranian boy who was called the Bab in all historical writings. They don't actually know his name. In 1852, one of the Bab's persecuted followers had a revelation in prison that he was the prophet that the Bab had proclaimed, and he called himself Baha'u'llah, meaning the glory of God. Baha'u'llah was the founder of the Baha'i Faith. Right here is the Baha'i star. It's actually one of the most famous symbols of the Baha'i Faith. It's just something that they all kind of recognize as Baha'i. It has multiple points on the star, about 9, and it also has, here's the Star of David, and it just has other symbols representing other faiths, like right here, this is the wheel, which is part of Buddhism, so that's kind of nice. Baha'u'llah died in 1892, and he was succeeded by Abdul-Baha. He spent much of his time from 1908 spreading Baha'i teachings around the world. So he went to North America and Europe and tried to spread it around, let other people know about this faith, get people involved. He died in 1921 and was succeeded by his eldest grandson, Shoghi Effendi, who further developed the Baha'i philosophy, again going around the world trying to get people to kind of like this religion, kind of want to do something with it. Right here is the Baha'i Shrine and Gardens in Israel. So both Abdul-Baha and Shoghi Effendi were a part of this. It was started by Abdul-Baha, and it was this kind of a place where Baha'is can go and like visit. It's pretty beautiful. Shoghi Effendi died in 1957. Right after he died, they decided that there wasn't going to be an individual that was leading the faith, but instead passed it on to a group of believers. And now the faith rests in the house of Universal House of Justice. So the Baha'i beliefs, here is a quote that I got from Baha'u'llah on the internet. He who is your Lord, the All-Merciful, cherish in his heart the desire of beholding the entire human race as one soul and one body. So that kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what the Baha'i Faith is all about. So all human beings have a soul that lives forever, and it just goes from each human. All human beings are members of a single race, which should soon be united in a single global community. All human beings are different, but they're equal at the same time. There's no inequality between races or genders. All religions have the same spiritual foundation, despite their apparent differences. So all of them, they have the same foundation, though there might be differences along the way. They all start out the same. There is only one God. That's what they believe, and he has many different names for each different religion. God is perfect, and he has complete knowledge of life. God cannot be understood by the human mind, and all we can ever really know about God is that he exists. And Baha'is do not regard God as having a gender, though writings that they use, they have a masculine pronoun when referring to God. And the Baha'is also believe that God cannot be incarnate in a human being. Progressive revelation is a core teaching in the Baha'i Faith that suggests that religious truth is revealed by God progressively and cynically over time through a series of divine messengers, such as Moses, Jesus, all of these different messengers, and the teachings are tailored to suit the needs of the time and place of their appearance. So the main religious text that is used in Baha'i, well, there actually isn't one. So there's different writings of the Bab, Baha'u'llah, Abdul-Baha, and Shoghi Effendi, they're followed, as well as the Bible. There are writings in the Bible that relate to the Baha'i Faith, but the Baha'is do not support many aspects of the Bible. In matters of social interactions, Baha'is do not support the Bible because of its support in slavery and the teaching of men's superiority over women, which the Baha'i Faith does not support at all. It actually doesn't support that at all. 100%, it's the opposite. Then there's also the holidays and traditions. So in the Baha'i Faith, there's many holidays, as you can see, as I'm showing you. So the first holiday, which happens March 2nd to 21st, is the 19-day fast. It was instituted by Baha'u'llah. He stated that if capable, Baha'is between the ages of 15 to 70 should fast 19 days of a year, going without food or drink from sunrise to sunset. And then, on March 21st, which is the last day of the 19-day fast, they celebrate New Year's Day. It's the vernal equinox, so they celebrate New Year's on this day. It's been celebrated in Persia for thousands of years, having New Year's on this day instead of on January 1st. For Baha'is, New Year is preceded by the 19-day fast, a time of spiritual introspection. On April 21st is the first day of the Ridvan festival. It's a 12-day period commemorating Baha'u'llah's declaration of his mission on the eve of his departure from Baghdad for Constantinople in 1863. So on the first day, it commemorates Baha'u'llah's arrival in the Najib Baha'i garden, where his declaration took place. Local and national spiritual assemblies are elected on this day. Commemorations of this day should be held around 3 p.m., and that's pretty important of the timing. And work is suspended on this day. On the 9th day, it's just a continuation of the festival, and work is also suspended on the 9th day, which is on April 29th. On the 12th day, that's when the festival of Ridvan comes to a close. So there's a big party, a big celebration, and work is also suspended on this day. On May 23rd is the declaration of Bab. He declared his mission to Mullah Haysuan on this day in 1844, marking the inception of the Baha'i era. Commemoration should be held at 2 hours after sunset. And then on May 29th is the ascension of Baha'u'llah. This is the day that he passed in 1893, and so commemorations are held at 3 a.m. The next celebration is on July 9th, which is the martyrdom of the Bab. This is the day he was executed by a firing squad in 1850, and commemorations are held at noon. The 20th of October is the Bab's birthday, and the 12th of November is Baha'u'llah's birthday. So both of these are celebrated in the Baha'i Faith. The day of the convent, which is November 26th. So the story behind this is Abdul Baha did not permit the celebration of his birthday, as it falls on May 23rd, which is the same day as the declaration of the Bab. However, after receiving numerous requests, he designated this day for the Baha'is to celebrate his life, though work is not suspended on this day. And on November 28th is the ascension of Abdul Baha. This day commemorates the passing of Abdul Baha on the day in 1921, and commemorations are held at 1 a.m. So as you can see, there's a lot of different traditions and holidays, and these are very important to the Baha'i Faith. Everything said, these are all just very important things for the Baha'is to strengthen their belief in their faith and their leaders past and now their leaders as themselves. And these are my preferences. Thank you.